at a couple other things. So this, I'm kind of in the layout section, which is the last element of this. Is there any particular pages, sub-pages you want to go look at?
Oh gosh, off the top of my head, go to the family adventure tours.
Okay, we're there. All right.
Because, and the reason why I chose this is because this is actually probably one of our biggest products or largest sale area is the family tours. So any help you can give me here, well, that much better off I'll be.
Okay. Couple things. One of the things I kind of like consistency. I like to get people trained to believe that when they see something that looks like that they're, and when they find it on another page, they can expect it's going to be about the same thing. So I'd like to see consistency in your testimonial boxes that use the same color. I noticed that over here. Oops, wrong page. Sorry. Go back here. That you went from green to blue.
Blue. Okay.
And I think I'm not a color specialist, so, but I think consistency would be key. But I think when you get and if you were looking for an interim step for this, yeah, I might take it's just a matter of consistency. That picture of a person, and it doesn't even have to be that person. It could be, you could take this picture here and drop it in there, and the quote, and it has the same color, and then when you add your audio testimonials, it's always in the same place. I like consistency. I like the fact that this testimony is a little higher on the page than the other one. You might even say something like up under here, we are our best-selling we are Alaska's best-selling family adventure, or something like that. I mean, how could you leverage that it's your best-selling trip to let people know that, hey, you sell more of these than others because it's such a good trip. And once again, see the best. Let your kids experience the best of Alaska. I think that would be important. I'm just looking at this. I think that if this was cleaned up, and instead of having so many smaller pictures, you could actually have fewer pictures and have them bigger, and actually have them tied into testimonials. You could have this family, and you could have this family, and you could have this family. You could have a whole sidebar you could move your contact information maybe down a little bit, and you could have testimonial, testimonial, and about talking about, and those testimonials would be very specific to just your Alaska family adventures, because you're going to have uniquely branded testimonial lines.
Okay.
I'm looking down here. This travel agent thing, I realize this is a contact thing. What if we accentuated this speak to Alaskan tour guide and email us and made that bigger, because that's your call to action, and you've got this, their tour departure dates could really be over here. You should have a separate big standout box and maybe pump this up a little bit. Something, sign up for special offers, Alaska Trip News, and tips. I'd like to talk to you at another time about that and brainstorm some ways to increase opt-ins for that, and make it more enticing. But I think it could be, you could have a special special report on top 10 things, top 10 family adventures in Alaska that you must see, or something like that. Really think in terms of educating your clients, whether they go with you or someone else. But if you become really a resource for educating them, because there's so many options, and I can see people being totally overwhelmed. That if you just say, hey, look, if this was my family and I was coming to Alaska, I'd make sure they did this, 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 and this. And be sure to watch out about this, and don't let your kids do this, and really kind of the do's and don'ts, because you are no doubt a Alaska family travel adventure expert, right?
We think so, of course.
I know you are, and so let that's what you need to establish, and maybe make your special report about that, or you can make a broader, more generic one about you could do the opposite angle. 10 things to 10 things to avoid. 10 things to avoid in Alaska that could ruin your trip. That could ruin. That's another angle. Some people move towards something. Some people move away from something. Something along those lines. Because you no doubt have seen that too, as Alaska tour horror stories. People doing stupid things, or not being prepared, or not being educated, and they get hurt, or it diminishes their trip. So that would be something that you might want to consider putting out. I'm going to go
and
back.
Offer these as a get a sign up for this Alaska Travel News and receive your free report of the 10 top things to do on a family vacation or in Alaska or something like that. But is that what you're create these reports as a means of incentive for?
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
And they could download it, and they get their email, and then you follow up. And then the other nice thing about that is that, and you might want to just do a generic one, and is that you can actually segment your if you had several different reports and people opted in for just a family one, then you could push information to them that was educational, specifically just about family adventures, and that would be the lead, and other adventure stuff would be secondary, as if it was. And then you could have a generic one about the top 10 things to avoid in Alaska that might ruin your trip or whatever. That could be more of a general one, and using technology that you could set it up so that if someone opted in for your family adventure and the main one, you could automatically have it opt out of. They opt into two, I'd automatically opt them out of one, so they don't get duplicates.
Sure.
It's easy to do, but I would definitely, the more refined it is, the more specific it is, the better. But just start off with a general special report, I think would be a good way to go. A couple more quick things on this page, just looking at it. For some reason, my eye has a hard time looking at the different size fonts and different colors and styles. And I'm looking at this National Parks Culture and History. Is that tied in with Scenic Tours, or is that Advent Tours?
Yeah, no, it's the Scenic. It's separated a little bit more than. It's got to be. I guess it should be justified to the top of the cell. It looks like it's spread out. So it was just a kind of. A little bit more classification of what they would find in the Scenic Tours. So each one of the italic text, so that's kind of like a spacing thing. And maybe it wasn't even needed at the time. Again, it was just helping the visitor to, Scenic Tours, they, cover national parks, culture and history. The adventure tours are multi-sport, moderately active. Additional information.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense now that you're describing it. And
but it's separated too much.
So what if, for consistency purposes, like we talked about on the home page, where you've got this super clean look here, bullets left justified. What if you had the same sort of, so you had, this is descriptive text that talks about adventure tours, right? So you have a bullet, and it's the text, and it slides a little closer to adventure tours. Then you have space, Scenic Tours, bulleted text, National Park Culture, and that slides up there, and use the same font. And I don't think I wouldn't even go italics, because if it's a bullet and it's closer to the the link, it's clear that they're attached. I think that's what threw me. My brain wants to see another link here somehow, that this is a link to fishing Iditarod and fall foliage.
Sure.
Which is another thing that you might consider. Actually, instead of having adventure tours, the link could be multi-sport, moderately active tours, and then below that it could be bulleted as adventure tours. I don't know. I'd play around. And see, you never know what's going to get people to click more. The more that we can get them engaged in your site, digging deeper to what it is looking to find, and finding what it is that they're looking for, and being educated and impressed and feeling comfortable that they're making the right choice, your odds of getting a call or email or booking, just continue to increase. So we've covered a lot of stuff today. I mean, you can see that we didn't. We spent more time on just your homepage and digging in than you probably even expected, huh?
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm always eager to learn from you, Tim.
Oh good. Well, I have a unique perspective because I look at so many different travel websites, and I know how it is when you're doing your own site, and you're used to it. You kind of get. It's sometimes hard to see things from the outside, so I'm glad to offer something. But I'm thrilled that you've had the progress that you've made, that your business continues to grow, and I think that you're on the right path, and constantly evolving your site. I would say, if you just general recommendations moving forward, less is more. And having things clean and links all in the same place, and thinking in terms of that iPad user or the smartphone user, so that they could see the core information, the core links near the top of the page, fast and easy, and that credibility shines right from the in their little teeny screen right from the get-go. And starting to bring in the audio and the video, it's going to be I think could bump you up to the next level substantially, as far as your inquiries. So is there any
that's scary.
Well, but you may not want to go there. I don't know if you want to go there.
I do. Okay.
The nice thing is, it's fun when you start getting more demand than you have supply, and then you start raising prices. And if you're considered the market leader, and because TripAdvisor says it, all these clients say it, you've got the experience, you're everything about you says, hey, we are the market leader. People will pay more for that, for the just knowing that they're traveling with the best. So it's not just a volume play, now this is a qualitative pricing and positioning yourself so that you can command premium pricing. So you make more money for every sale, and you increase your sales. How about that?
Sounds great.
There you go. Any closing comments or questions before we end this section and look at some elements having to do with ranking?
No, I think I've got a lot of work here, more than I anticipated, but I'm ready for it. So I'm ready to move on.
Very good. Okay, well, I really appreciate your time, Doreen, and stand by.